Eileo guys, and welcome back. And in today's little video, we're going to be taking another look at Cura here, who I do believe from memory is getting a super evolution, hopefully sometime later this year. But let's go ahead and give it a go, shall we? Alright, so starting off here with Dark Cura, which I'm just spicing things up here since I usually start from the RGB. Why not start with Dark? But anyways, Dark Cura is a balanced type. She's coming in with 29k HP, 2.5k attack, and then 2.3k defense. She is a Dark Nat 4, so those stats are actually Like, I feel like some Nat 3s have stats similar to this. They're really not what they should be. And unfortunately for Dark Cura, it just gets worse. Let's take a look at her skills though. And she does have the defensive stance leader skill, which is super duper amazing for Water Cura. I could tell you that without a doubt. But the other ones, your mileage will vary. But anyways, taking a look at her 3-star skill, she has morale boost, which grants 100% chance to restore 10% of allies SP when attacking. And then for her 5-star skill, she also has morale boost, but this one is just a buff, which is very similar, I believe, to like dominance, but it's kind of the opposite. So once the morale boost buff is applied to your party, when they attack, they also gather SP. So it's almost like they have morale boost temporarily on themselves as well, which sounds good, but at least from my honest opinion of trying out my Dark Cura, because I unfortunately have more than one, it's not good at all. Book wise, her 3-star morale boost receives a 25% damage boost, means absolutely nothing, and it goes to 15% for all allies. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. There's other mons out there with 15% morale boost. I do wish hers was 20. But moving on to her 5-star morale boost, that just receives a 25% recovery up boost. So more potency for the heal, but its morale boost just isn't that effective at all. The main issue here with Dark Cura is her morale boost isn't enough, and her 5-star morale boost, in my opinion, just needs to be reworked because it is the most unhype move I have ever witnessed on a light or dark Nat 4. Like, it is just bad. I've tried booking up my Cura. I've tried using her and maybe putting her on a Gem of Magi set to help her get more SP to get to her 5-star skill quicker. And regardless of what performance I give her, it's still just bad. She's honestly one of the weakest Dark Nat 4s in the game. And if you have her and they don't update her with her freaking super evolution, if I'm remembering that correctly, whenever that comes out, well, Dark Cura is just a big rest in peace to the squad, man. She is just bad. Moving forward, though, we do have Light Cura here, who's a defender type, and she's coming in with 26k HP, 2.3k attack, and then 3.2k defense. Okay, now we're talking. That stat distribution is perfectly okay. What they're doing with Dark Cura, smartstudy probably hates Dark Cura themselves for whatever reason. But let's take a look at her skills here. So she has shock on her 3-star skill, which grants a 70% chance to shock the target for 2 turns. And then for her 5-star skill, she has dominance. So she's kind of like the light version of Dark Siren. So interesting there. I'm perfectly fine with the whole shot going on. Dominance is one of those situations of where you do need a certain team composition to kind of take full advantage of it, so it does take some planning. I'm not saying that it's bad, but it just takes some planning. That's all that I'm saying here. But skill book wise, shock receives a 25% damage boost and it goes up to 80% for 2 turns, and dominance receives a 25% recovery up boost, which is pretty standard here. So I mean, my overall opinion on this mon is, obviously, you could use her in a clan versus clan or a PvP situation. It's just that the PvP situation is a bit more stricter than what I would like, because she does have crowd control on both of her skills, but if dominance doesn't go up, meaning that hopefully you have like a SP battery mine to pair up with her, so that way you can feel confident with dominance going off when you need it to. But without dominance getting up, it's kind of like a gamble, because dominance allows her to further her crowd control by applying that to the whole entire squad and preventing the other Astramon from receiving SP. And I mean, the shock duration is fine, so she can prevent them all from acting and then help your whole entire squad, prevent other mons from getting their 5-star skill off. So I think it just takes some strategy here, and I don't think she's bad at all. She's not super duper niche either, which is great if you're in a PvP situation. Outside of that though, there's not really much I could think of other than probably the Elemental Tower of Chaos, because you do have essentially SP Siphon on your whole entire squad if she can get that skill off. But yeah, that is light Cura. And up next here we have Wood Cura, who's a tank type, and she's coming in with 37k HP, 1.9k attack, and then 2.3k defense. Keep in mind that Cura is a nat 4, so when it comes to building her, obviously you need 16 of these units to get her to Evo 3, but it's well worth it depending on which element you decide to invest in here. Figured I would bring that up because I haven't already. But I mean, stat distribution wise, her stats are okay. Defense is a little low, but obviously better than other Astromon that I've seen. Her HP is also pretty acceptable as a nat 4. So let's go and take a look at her skills over here. So for her 3-star skill, she has Barb Taunt, which for 1 turn grants 80% chance to draw the enemy's attention, also for 1 turn. And then for her 5-star skill, she has Resilience, which applies the Resilience buff to allies for 3 turns. Your allies will essentially gain SP proportional to the amount of damage that they take. So the harder they get hit, hopefully the more SP that they will get, and hopefully they don't die from as hard as they're being hit. You know, it's just a matter of how well your mons are gemmed and what debuffs are applied to them at that point in time here. But we can see that the Barb Taunt does synergize well with her tank type, even though that she's wood. I mean, there's still fire Astromon in PvP, so hopefully you can always get some damage off of those. And Resilience isn't too bad either. It's just another of those buffs where you have to get to her 5-star skill first. You have to have her get that move off, and then it benefits your team, versus getting to your 5-star skill first and literally just doing like an AoE move that just destroys everything or prevents stuff from acting here. So it does have some wind up times. So once again, you have to kind of take into account your strategy of what you're going to do with the situation here. But I mean, it's a good way of providing SP to your whole entire squad, and it's probably going to be more reliable than Dark Cura's morale boost to the whole entire squad, for the simple fact that it's just not good at all. But it is interesting to see how well she's going to play out here. I do have one built. Do I use her? No. I think I was planning on using her at some point in time because I thought she was interesting, but you have to stay tuned for that. With books though, Barb Taunt gets a 25% damage increase. It goes up to 90% for 2 turns, I do believe. Yep. And then Resilience receives the classic 25% recovery up bonus as well, or boost shall I say. So in terms of usage, once again, just a PvP defense mon. There's literally nowhere else I could think of using her at. Maybe you could use her in Elemental Tower of Chaos because she does have Barb Taunt, meaning if she's hit, she can basically reflect damage onto that user that hit her. And then the Resilience thing, just helping your other wood mons get their SP up faster, could provide to be very, very beneficial. But outside of that, I really can't think of anything else where this would be super duper needed at. And then, alright you guys, up next we have Water Cura, who's also a tank type. She's coming in with 38k HP, 1.9k attack, and then 2k defense. Somehow 1k more HP means like 300 less defense here. I'm not sure why, but it doesn't matter because I'm going to go ahead and let you guys already know that Water Cura is probably one of the best nat 4s in the game, if not the best nat 4, depending on what category that you want to put her in. She is a great mon that you can use in the Dimensional Dungeon, and she is also a great mon that is basically a staple in Titans as of now because of her not only amazing leader skill, but because of her exposed weakness and attack up combo. So if you don't have any Curas built for like your Fire Titans team, or depending on whatever other Titans that you are able to hit, you need to go and build her up. I'm in the process of getting my second one up to Evo 3, and I do plan in the future of getting at least another 2 if I can wing it. So I'm telling you right off the bat, if you want to go for RGB Cura, you want at least 3,000 of these baby girls here. And next up, you're going to ask, Eileo, but why? Why Water Cura? Let's take a look at these skills here. So she has exposed weakness, which grants 80% chance to expose the enemy's weakness for 1 turn, meaning they're going to take increased damage from the next Astromon that hits them with that debuff applied. And then for her 5-star skill, she has attack up, which increases the allies' attack power for 3 turns here. Now this is pretty good. I mean, now this seems pretty simple here, and it is simple. but it's excellent because Cura has a dirt nasty slow animation, meaning all of the other mons, especially in your Titans team, hopefully she's in the left lane, can get their moves off and not basically steal her exposed weakness. Meaning your mons on the right side of your Titans team could take full advantage of that, aka your courageous strikers, to help maximize their damage out. That is the beauty of Cura. Also paired with her freaking defensive stance leader skill, lowering the Titans attack power. Oh my goodness, dude. Oh my goodness. Exposed weakness receives a 25% damage boost. It goes up to 90% for 2 turns. 90% for 2 turns. Attack up gets a classic 25% damage boost, but well worth the books, you guys. A variant Cura, level 60, gemmed up quite well. With books, we're talking money. Absolute money. She is just one of the greatest Nat 4s with her recent change, like, not even kidding. So if you don't have one, make sure you like this video if you indeed like it. Make sure you subscribed, and I will bless you in the future with a Cura. By me blessing you, I mean that smartstudy will somehow give you a Cura, a water Cura, just one from your 10+1 pulls one day. I'm telling you right now. And we're going to go ahead and shut it down here with the Fire Cura, who's a recovery type. She's coming in with 30k HP, 2k attack, 2.4k defense, and obviously 3k recovery. So her recovery is pretty decent, which she is a recovery mon, so hopefully she excels somewhere here. But her stat distribution is kind of smiley face, dude. It's kind of smilers. I'm actually taken back. I thought her stats would be worse than this, but they're pretty good. Wow. Anyways though, let's take a look at her skills. So for her 3-star skill, she has morale boost, which grants 100% chance to restore 10% of allies SP when attacking. Seems very similar to Dark Cura, doesn't it? And then for her 5-star skill, she has a shield, which obviously grants a shield proportional to her own max level for 3 turns. Now, I'm not a big fan of level-based shields, but even so, I do rock a Fire Cura on my Wood Titans team. Like, not gonna lie to you, I believe she's on the right lane, but I do rock that shield because at least in a Titan situation, it's not that big of a deal if she doesn't, or it's not that big of a deal if she gets that shield off and it gets destroyed, because I just pray to RNGesus that it will come back. So in this situation, I think it's perfectly fine. It's just that in a PvP situation, I'm like, nah, bruh, nah. But morale boost means that your courageous strikers also receive that lovely SP bonus to hopefully get to their 5-star skill faster. And if you have like another healer like Mr. C paired up with her, then that helps to make sure that he can get to his 5-star skill, help I believe heal the entire squad, and also apply attack up to get more damage out of them. So overall, I mean, not super duper spicy, but for what it is as a usable Nat 4, this is definitely a usable Nat 4, at least in terms of Titans here. So for her bucks, it's unfortunately very lackluster, because she receives a 25% damage boost in both morale boost and her shield, which, I mean, the shield with increased potency is always nice. If you have extra Cura books laying around, feel free to do it, but I would just dump all mine in water and just end it right there. But yeah, that's pretty much Fire Cura. There's really nowhere else I could think of using her at. You could weird champ it out and like go great value Hana mode, or even great value Light Saren, I should say, and use her in PvP if you really have to. But I'm not sure why you would do that, because she is a recovery type, meaning her stats aren't really that chunky. Like, her heals are good, but her stats aren't really that chunky to suffice later on in a PvP situation. Maybe you could try her luck in a Champions League though. But that's pretty much it for the Curas, you guys. I may do a follow-up video on this once her Super Evolution comes out, if I'm recalling that correctly. If not, feel free to leave in the comments below that Eileo, she's never getting a Super Evolution. But I could have sworn I read that somewhere, man. But anyways, in the video off here, in my opinion, Water Cura is going to be number 1 here, followed by probably Light Cura. After that, it's going to be Fire Cura. Then we have Wood Cura, and then to end the video, we have Dark Cura, who is just absolute garbage. Like, imagine pulling a Dark Nat 4 that is worse than its RGB. Can you imagine that? Well, you don't have to imagine that. It already exists. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.